Yo, what's going on, fellas? It's your boy Tristan, aka SrirachaDFS, here with DFS Karma, back again with another first impression video where we do a very early preview of the next NBA slate. The main purpose of this is to highlight the totals of each game, who's favored, as well as give you guys a little injury rundown, and who benefits or who takes a hit from the people on that list. Make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel so you don't miss out on our free media content or our live streams. Also, make sure you're in our free chat room where we discuss all things DFS 24/7, all day, every day. Just go to chatdfs.com to get in for free. Also, if you guys check the description down below, you will see a link to all of our membership options, our core plays, and most importantly, our articles. All of our experts put in a lot of time to put out the content there for you guys, so it really helps when you guys go check it out. Just give it a click, give it a read. I promise you won't regret it. That being said, let's go ahead and get started. This main slate has 6 games. It's a little medium-sized slate. I love these kind of slates personally. Doesn't give you that much variance to where if you miss out, like a 10-game slate where you miss out on a very low-owned gem, basically. If you nail that, there's no way that like another play kind of takes over that, in my opinion. So I think if you nail it, you have a good chance at a takedown. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into it. The first game is Toronto at Orlando. This game opened up at a 219 total, with Toronto being favored by 5. On the Toronto side, we got Norman Powell, who was doubtful. He is now upgraded to questionable, and OG Anunoby is out. We will get Norman Powell news before the lock, so if he is out, I would look for value in Utah Watanabe and Terrence Davis. If he's in, I definitely would give a bump down to all the Toronto guards, and Terrence Davis and Utah Watanabe become out of play for me. On the Orlando side, we got Michael Carter-Williams as out and Al-Farouq Aminu as out, and new to the injury list is Aaron Gordon, who's going to be out. I kind of like Khem Birch and Gary Clark to get more minutes, but in this matchup, I'm not sure if Khem could guard Pascal Siakam straight up, so Gary Clark might see more minutes tonight, but this does bring more opportunities for Cole Anthony and Evan Fournier, as well as Nikola Vucevic. On the next game is the Clippers at the Nets. This game opened up at a 246.5 total. I think this is the highest of the slate, and Brooklyn is only favored by 1.5, so this game might be pretty competitive. The Clippers side, we got Patrick Beverley as out, and Nicholas Batum is questionable. If Nick Batum is out, then I believe Marcus Morris will get more minutes, and maybe Luke Kennard, since Nick Batum plays sort of like a ball handler role on the team, especially with Kawhi and PG. If they were out as well, or off on the floor, my bad, I don't want to confuse you guys by saying out, but yeah, they might need more of a ball handler, so Luke Kennard might be the one to pick up those minutes. On the Brooklyn side, James Harden is now back in, so it gives a little bump down to all the Nets who got that increased usage boost from last game, but I don't know. This game has a super high total. I mentioned it in the last game where the Washington Wizards faced the Nets. You want pieces of the high-paced game. So just look at this game and try to find the plays. Maybe Jeff Green. I don't know. Anyways, next game is Portland at Washington. This game opened up at a 240.5 total, with Washington favored by 2. On the Portland side, we got Derrick Jones Jr. as questionable, but CJ McCollum is out and Yusuf Nurkic is out. For this game, for this side, at least for the Portland side, I would just watch that Derrick Jones Jr. news. If he is out, then you can believe that Anthony Simons and Gary Trent Jr. will continue to receive big minutes, as well as Robert Covington. And yeah, on the Washington side, we got Raul Nato as out, and that's all besides Thomas Bryant, who we've touched on for the past week or so. He's going to be out for probably the year. Davis Bertans played 30 minutes last game. He went 3 for 12 from 3. That's something to note. Maurice Wagner played 20 minutes and he scored 32 FanDuel points. I think he scored around 30 on DK. So that's also something to note. This is the second highest total of the day, by the way. The next game is the Memphis at Indiana game. This game opened up at 221 total. Indy is favored by 6. On the Memphis side, we have Grayson Allen as questionable and Jonas Valanciunas as questionable. These guys have been dealing with COVID-19 protocol for the past, I guess, week or 2 weeks. So we'll have to see what news comes out tomorrow. Something to note is that Ja Morant left the game in the second half, I think, because he maybe tweaked an ankle. I don't remember what it was, but he came back in later on in that game. So that's something to take note of. Also, something to look at is the minutes. The Grizzly minutes have been so weird at the beginning of this sort of stretch where they came back from that 2-week hiatus. We saw Tyus Jones go nuts yesterday. We saw DeAnthony Melton go nuts 2 games in a row. So just take note of those value plays. Not sure what the coach is doing, but they aren't bad tournament plays for sure. They have high upside if they're going to keep receiving these minutes. Mind you that Memphis is on a back-to-back as well. On the Indiana side, we have no injuries to report. The next game is Detroit at Utah. This game opened up at a... When I checked, there was no total. So Utah was... I saw that Utah was favored by 12.5. On the Detroit side, we got Killian Hayes as out. And on Utah, we got no notable injuries at all. Something to take note of is that the Detroit game last night was postponed due to apparently the Detroit team didn't have enough players to play the game against the Denver Nuggets, but that was because of a false positive that happened with the player. That was all cleared up at the end of the night, so I think that this Detroit-Utah game will go through tomorrow, but Utah is favored by a lot, so we might see a blowout. We'll see. Could be competitive for sure, but that's just something to look at. In the last game of the slate, Boston at Golden State. This game opened up at a 224.5 total, with Boston being favored by 3. On the Boston side, we got Peyton Pritchard as out, and now Marcus Smart is also out, and he will be out for a little bit. I think that Kemba Walker's minute restriction will hopefully be gone with Marcus Smart out for a while. He's been receiving like a 25 to 29 or 28 minute restriction ever since he came back from an injury. So hopefully with Marcus being out, that gets lifted. And I also think they might start using Jaylen Brown at the 2 more, just because I think they were using Semi Ojeleye once Marcus Smart was out last game. So they definitely used Jaylen Brown at the 2 with Jason Tatum at the 4, and of course Ojeleye at the 3. So that's something just to take note of. On the Golden State side, we got Draymond Green as probable, Eric Pascal as probable, and then James Wiseman is out. He's going to be out for I think 7 to 10 days or something like that. So Kevon Looney will probably play in his place, and he will probably get the starting minutes on that team. Draymond Green might play backup center minutes, but someone that I'm also looking at to play those backup center minutes is Eric Pascal. He might play the backup 4 and then transition to the backup 5, or start at the backup 5 and transition into the backup 4. I'm actually not sure how the rotation is going to go yet, but that was just my initial thoughts. So yeah, just wanted to put that out there. That wraps up this first impression video for this upcoming NBA slate. If you liked the video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel for more daily media content and our live streams. Also, don't forget to check the description down below to access and read our articles. I appreciate you guys all for watching, and as always, it has been your boy, SrirachaDFS, aka Tristan. Did it that way this time, baby. I'm out. Peace.